Hey everybody, it's Peter, and today we're going to take a close look at the Pedego Stretch, and we're really going to focus on why e-bikes are taking the bike market by storm. And it's not at all just because they're powered. It's a bike that you may consider once you watch this video, because you'll know what all the hype is about. Right now, I think most people look at an e-bike and go, oh, it's a bicycle, it's got power, okay, I don't really need that or want that. But these are really, really cool for a whole lot of reasons that most people don't realize, so let's get into that. First of all, Pedego Stretch. Pedego is one of the leading e-bike manufacturers. They are amazing, and we are here at Jim Gilbert's Power Sports and Jim Gilbert's Wheels and Deals in Fredericton, New Brunswick, where they sell the complete line of Pedego bikes. And if you have any questions about them, let me know in the comments below, because I have full access to their vehicle and bicycle line, and we'll come back to them over and over again. So we're hoping to build a little community here where if you ask questions in the comments, I'll answer them there, but I'll also make videos to help other people know the answers to your questions as well, because you're not the only one with the same questions. So let's talk really briefly, forgetting the power side, about why e-bikes are good. Now, we should probably just explain what the power does. This is a regular bicycle. You can bike it like a regular bicycle. Obviously, this one going up a hill would be difficult, so that's why you have electric assist. Now, electric assist can be done a bunch of different ways. Traditionally, the way it's done is when you spin, it has varying levels, or when you spin your pedals, it has varying levels of pedal assist. Pedego e-bikes also, if you look at the rear wheel, have a throttle. I can spin that throttle and it starts to move. So you can use that throttle as well and sort of drive this around like a motorcycle, but most people are going to pedal it with the assist and use the throttle just on little short hills or other things. So the reason e-bikes matter, and it's far more than just power, is because these cargo bikes, that's what this is, it's called a cargo bike, they've been around for a while. In fact, I owned one, raised 2 kids on it, and they loved it, and we'll tell you about why that matters in a second. But the design overall without electric assist becomes a very limiting factor. This is not an easy bike to get up hills when you've got 2 kids on the back. So what e-bike manufacturers are doing is they're realizing that they're no longer limited by lightweight as the goal or efficiency as the goal in bicycle design. So you'll see cooler designs that just look better. They're also more comfortable. They also have different swooping lines. You can see bikes like this. This is a cargo bike. This can still fit on a regular, many bike racks, hitch rack. I've carried something like this on a hitch rack, no problem. And people are taking these around because now that you have electric assist, you don't have to focus on the micromanagement of weight. So little things like this. Pedego does some really cool things. You can see here, this is a sort of stem. On Pedego, many Pedego bikes, it's an adjustable stem. You lift this lever up, the whole thing flops down, it comes up. So you can right away adjust this bike to fit 2 different people. Now think about that in a cargo bike. A lot of people replace their around town car with a bike like this, and they can set it up for 2 different people with the pull of a lever. Now, why don't you see this in a regular bike? Because they're hyper focused on lightweight, and you can't get this right. Now, you know what? I'm gonna just tweak that a little bit more. You can see how easy it is to just get up. I'm gonna put these back up like that, push it down, lock it in. So again, a component like that weighs a little bit more, but on an e-bike, you just don't care. Now let's talk about a cargo bike, for instance. Cargo bikes are amazing. And like I said, when I say I raised my kids on this, the reason I like the cargo bike had nothing to do with the bike itself. It had to do with the fact that these bars are eventually removable. I used to set my kids in here, they can't really fall out. We can explain that probably in a whole other video. But when these bars are removable, I still took my kids. They could hop right on here, go to soccer practice, come back. I used to take them to school and back like this. I used to be able to sit 2 kids right here. And when they're sitting with you, you're biking through your neighborhood, you're talking to the person that's walking their dog, you're seeing their friends and you're waving and saying hi. You're communicating with them in ways that never happen in a car. And this is not a car seat type thing. This is something an 8 and 9-year-old kid, 6, 7, 8-year-old kid has no problem climbing on. If you want to get it for your younger child, you can get the regular car seats that mount here, or child seats that mount here as well. But this is a social bike. You can take this around anywhere. And then also, you've got protection here. Your kids' bikes, legs, and laces can't get caught in the spokes, so that's a huge thing. They can put their feet right down here and stay off the area. There's so many little things on this bike I want to show you, so let's take a look up close now. Spinning the bike around, we just showed you the other side of the wheel. Of course, it has that plastic guard, but the other thing you can do is stick bags on here, and not just traditional bike bags, extra large bags that can just clip on and easily clip off to take inside with you to the office. And that's what I used to do. I used to take a computer in here and other things. I used to take the kids' stuff in here. We used to go on day-long day trips and take all of our lunch and everything else, all of our snacks and drinks all in here. And again, that footrest down here is there for the kids. Moving forward, all of the weight here is in the battery. It's centralized exactly where your body would be. So it's nice and centered on the frame here. And most e-bikes have this chain guard. Chain guards, of course, add a little extra weight, but they add convenience. You don't have to worry about your chain getting caught. This one has a center stand. Now that's really important, and I want to show you why right now. When you have a center stand, it actually puts the weight of the bike onto the rear tire and onto the center stand, and it doesn't tip over. So when you park this on grass in a park and your kids want to climb up on their own, they can do that, or at least they can do that with minimal interference or minimal work from you as the rider, maybe a parent or a guardian of any kind. So your kids can climb up onto here and it stays nice and steady. Now there's one little piece I want to show you in here that is very cool, and you're going to learn something new today, I promise. This little piece right here is a spring, but it's not called a spring. It's got the best name in the world. It is called a deflopilator. That's right, deflopilator. And it does exactly that. It keeps the wheel from flopping one side to the other side. And that matters because if the wheel stays straight, the bike doesn't go like this and then spin out from underneath you or spin out from underneath you. So when your kids are getting on and off, that deflopilator keeps the wheel facing forward. That makes it safe for them. Staying on the front side here, moving on from our deflopilator, you have a rack that mounts to the front. Now what's interesting about this rack is because this bike is designed to move the wheel freely this way, left and right, you can mount this rack to the frame, which means it doesn't add extra weight to the steering. It stays in line with the bike, which makes it easy to ride, and you have an entire other cargo area out in front here that you can put things on, mount things to, strap things down, or even put accessories on the front, again, to take all the things. When we talk about bikes not being able to replace cars, this one can. Taking a look at the back seating area, my teddy bear is not a very good toddler. He's kind of unproportioned, his legs a little bit sideways really. But if you were to set your child in here just from the armpits, their legs would flop down here and their armpits would stay overside here. They can kind of move around, but they can't fall out because their hips are in the way. So this becomes a place that's very freeing for them. It teaches them the movements of a bike, but it makes them still feel very confident, very stable. And of course, because it's an e-bike, you could accelerate kind of quickly. This gives a backrest. There's no chance of them falling off the back at all. And you can fit 2 kids in here quite comfortably, as long as they're friends. Certainly one with a ton of room. And younger kids, of course, can be mounted in different child seats. So this again is a overbuilt section of the bike that, again, because you have power, you don't care, and it can carry the extra weight of extra humans. So how does all of this work? It's actually pretty simple. Right down here is your trip odometer. There's other types of odometers, but this is how you turn everything on. So you just turn the power on. This is your kilometers per hour. This is your battery life. And this PAS is pedal assist system. What that does is allow you to choose from 0, which means you can bike without power, which sometimes it's fun to do, gives yourself a bit of workout. Level 1 kind of takes the weight of this bike away, just feels like a regular bike. Level 2, you start to feel assist. Level 3, you feel more. 4, you feel more. 5, you feel more. And then level 6 is a pedal assist that actually doesn't assist with the pedals, but it only uses the throttle here on the left-hand side. So we'll just show you that really quickly. You've got a throttle on the left-hand side, which you can use in any of the pedal assist functions above 0. So 0 is everything off, but you can use that throttle in level 1 through level 5 and level 6. So again, level 6, no pedal assist. So when you're spinning your pedals like this, it's not going to assist you at all, but you can use the throttle, which gets you going. Every other level assists you quite a bit. And level 5, again, getting up a hill, you assist it more than it assists you. You're going to let the power do its work for you, and you're going to give it a little bit of pedaling as well. Now, the other thing to point out is the brakes here. Once you have a really good, powerful e-bike that's got some weight, you need really good brakes. These ones are hydraulic disc brakes. They are very precise, very easy to work. They're very, very good. And it makes riding this bike as simple as riding a regular bike. The other thing that's a little bit different on this bike is these look like 26-inch wheels, but they're actually 24-inch wheels. That's a little smaller. It lowers the center of gravity of this bike, which makes it a little bit more stable. Now, a lot of people are going to say, is this bike as easy to ride as a regular bike? It is. It's way better than bike trailers. Bike trailers have a lot of wind resistance, a lot of rolling resistance, and the weight's not where you need it to be. It's not fun to ride, and it's heavy. This is an absolute blast to ride with your family, with your kids, and I'm going to show you what it's like to ride it right now. All right, the first thing you're going to notice is I am sort of tippy-toed here. That's because I've chosen to put the seat up fairly high. I'm about 6 feet tall. I could easily be taller, but I could also be shorter. I can move this closer. I can move the seat down. It really is a bike that fits anybody. So if you're buying this as a family bike Whether you're a taller person or a shorter person, this works. You have 7 speeds over here. You've got your brakes where you would normally have them, and you've got your pedal assist. Now I've got a pedal assist 5, and it's gonna kick into gear pretty quickly. So let's just ride around and show you how easy it is. I'm in a very low gear, and it's ripping. So we're gonna cut that pedal assist back to number 2 now. Number 2 comes across here, very easy, lots of power. And now I'm gonna use just throttle. So just throttle, it really starts going. It's got good acceleration. And I just had to cut it off because it really starts moving. This bike is quicker through town than most cars will be because it's no effort to accelerate, even with extra people, even with extra cargo. You can weave kind of through the traffic easier. You can get through stoplights a little easier. It is an absolute blast to drive. And if you want to see a test drive of a bike like this, subscribe to our channel because we'll come back with more. Now, let's go do a torture test. All right, let's talk about the torture test. First of all, this doesn't look like a hill on camera. Believe me, it's a super steep hill. So one thing you're gonna find with this style of design is you need the step-through design, because no matter how many good vibes you get from driving your kids to school, if you go like this and kick your kid in the head, you're gonna lose all respect from other parents. So I'm gonna take it off the center stand here. I'm gonna put my foot in front of it, take it off. Again, it's a little bit hard to do on the uphill. All right, again, it's very steep uphill. So torture test, we're gonna go throttle only on this. I'm just gonna start pedaling just to get balance, but I'm gonna use throttle only to go uphill. Now, I have to hold my brakes on to keep the bike from rolling back. So throttle only. Can this heavy bike go up on throttle only? It can. See, nice and slow it goes. And now it's starting to build speed. It's a wide angle camera, so it doesn't look like it's building speed, but I can go right up here, even under throttle only on a super steep hill. So again, it doesn't look steep on camera. That's not how you're gonna ride this cargo bike. You're gonna ride this cargo bike with pedal assist. So now with pedal assist level 5, let's do the same test again, which again, maximum power and pedal assist. Now I'm gonna pedal in the second from the lowest gear. I don't wanna go lowest gear because I wanna keep some speed up. I'm gonna use the throttle to help me get started, and I'm easily climbing the hill. No sweat, coming up and around here, ducking through the sign, back through, ducking through this sign. And those hydraulic disc brakes, they work great. We've got actually a loose rack on here that rattles, if you heard that. But yeah, we'll have to fix that up and tighten that up. But those hydraulic disc brakes work really, really great. So if you are looking for an e-bike, the design of e-bikes is what makes them so great. No spandex necessary. You can dress like a normal person. You can get to work without sweating. You can get to school without sweating. And a bike like this, you can take your kids all around town. But that's the benefit of e-bikes. A whole different design of bike that allows you to go as fast as the spandex crowd without having to wear the spandex. So when someone talks about e-bikes beginning to dominate the cycle space, don't think of a regular bicycle now becoming powered. Think about the options available to you when you don't have to worry about weight, when you can think about different design details that make the bike more usable to more people in more situations. That's why e-bikes are amazing. If you're interested in seeing this bike, you can swing by Jim Gilbert's Wheels and Deals, Jim Gilbert's Power Sports here in Fredericton, New Brunswick. We have a whole fleet of Pedego bikes, including this one here right now is for sale. And again, look at the designs of the bikes and don't worry too much about the style. Say, how does that style make sense? You know, fat tire bikes are a new fad, but fat tires are harder to pedal. They're not with e-bikes. Different style cruisers that are more comfortable to ride in. This one doesn't have front suspension, but you don't need it because your weight is shifted in a different spot, that your weight's not on your wrists. That makes a difference as well. And those different style bikes are heavier. When you're electric assisted, you're going right along with that spandex crew, and you don't have to wear the spandex to do it. So thanks everybody for watching. If you want to know more about Pedego bikes or just have questions, let me know in the comments below. Let's continue the conversation. Let's get the answers you guys have about e-bikes, Pedego e-bikes. We'll get them out in the comment section and we'll do future videos. And of course, to see it in person, swing by Jim Gilbert's Wheels and Deals. I just smacked a bee there. So I'm going to stop videoing right now and hopefully I don't get stung. Thanks everybody. We'll see you in the next one.